And now it's Deborah Kobylt Live.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on Deborah Kobylt Live. And please welcome my guest, Alyssa Cheatham, and her mom, Sharra Dade. And Alyssa is an actor, also a voiceover actor as well. She's going to tell us about some of the programs that she's been in that I'm sure that you've seen and heard her in. She also founded something called Stars Who Brunch, which I found very interesting because at the age of 13 and younger, this is something that a lot of people will get together, they'll meet, and they'll talk about sort of what they're going through in life. Feelings. Are they feeling, are they getting bullied? What's going on? And the fact that you started this to me really says a lot about what you're doing in your community because so many young people look up to you. And mom, you are an acting coach. You also are a showbiz consultant. And let's just say one thing, people. She is not a showbiz mom in terms of pushing her kid. This is all coming from Alyssa. So thanks for joining me. Long intro, but I think people get the idea of why you're both here today. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you for having us. I can't wait.
Yeah, oh, me too. And we finally met, right? Because you were either in school or whatever. Now I think you're on break. So this week worked just great. So tell me a little bit first, Alyssa, some of the work that you're doing that people would recognize you for, some of the shows that you're on. And then I'm going to go into a little bit of how you started. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I have a recurring role in Santiago of the Seas. Series regular, sorry. I am a series regular on Santiago of the Seas, where I play a black singing mermaid. Her name is Lorelei, and it's basically a show about Santiago and his crew, and I'm in his crew. This show really shows young kids on Nickelodeon. It's also Emmy nominated as well. It shows young kids how to have like great teamwork, and it also encourages kindness. And I also have been on The Flight Attendant, where I play Kaylee Cuoco's niece, and I also
That's on HBO Max.
that's on HBO Max. Sorry.
Season 1.
Yes, season 1. And also I am working Karma's World, where I play a twin.
Oh, wow.
A rapping twin. Yeah, I rap on the show.
Oh, that's cool. Let me just say one thing. I like that you said you play a black mermaid because how many years ago would we turn on the TV or go to films and there would not be a black mermaid? That just wouldn't be happening. And I love the fact that we are seeing sort of a little bit of everybody out there, right? So that is so important. I just want to remind people how important that is, that we see all different faces and all that. So that's really terrific. Go ahead, Mom. You were going to say?
No, I was just saying that she was also on Karma's World. She does a lot of voiceover work, so she might not remember. She adds her voices to movies, TV shows. She also does a lot of voiceover commercials for some major brands.
Yes.
And
I am the Charmin Bear, Amy.
Wait, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Can you do that voice for me?
No.
I know who that is. Oh, that's so cool. I love that character. Oh, that is the coolest.
Yeah, she recently took over that, I think in 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
She started doing those commercials.
Oh, I think that's great. Now let's go way back to your very long life that you've been living at 13 years. Let's go way back. When you were a little kid, you wanted to do this, didn't you? Did you go to mom and say, Mom, or were you always singing and dancing? How did you start?
Okay, well, I actually started getting into the business when I was just 3 years old. And way before that, I started talking at 10 months. So I was a very talkative baby. I was very friendly. I loved seeing people, being around people. And I also loved being in front of the camera. I loved singing, even though I did not know how to sing when I was like 2 years old. It's actually on my YouTube, the old singing videos, which is...
By the way, she sings beautifully now.
Yes, I sing much better now, thanks to my mother.
Yeah.
Yes, I loved singing. I loved acting. I loved like being different singers. I loved like pretending I was Beyonce sometimes, and I would sing her songs. I would put on like fake wigs. I would be like, "Mom, say hi, Beyonce."
I think that is. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, my friend said to me, every time you turn the camera off, this girl cries.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
I would get crazy. I would be like, "Don't turn the camera off."
She is my only child, but when you have a child, you're always filming them, and after a while, you'll be like, "Okay, Alyssa, that's enough," and she's like, "No, no, please." So my friend said, "This girl probably wants to be on TV," and so my friend encouraged me to like try to find her representation, and I sent in some of those crazy home videos, and she got a response. I think I sent it to about 6 companies, and 5 of them responded within 24 hours. And she literally started working not shortly after that. I mean, right after that. She booked her very first movie audition when she was 3. It was called Every Secret Thing with Dakota Fanning, Diane Lane, Renee Berry. A lot of great people were in that film, and she had an opportunity to do that film, and then she went on to do some Nickelodeon commercials. And when she was 6 going on 7, she was in Collateral Beauty with Will Smith, Helen Mirren, Kate
Wow.
A lot of great people.
Let me ask you, what's it like sorry about that. What's it like for you when you're on the set? Do you sort of look around, especially when you were that age, did you look around and say, "Oh my gosh, there's all these old people here"? Or did you say, "Oh, this is," or were you like, "This is really fun. I can't believe this. This is so much fun."
Yes.
What were you thinking?
Well, to be honest, I knew a lot of celebrities, especially since I was like really into TV shows, and I was also into just like the acting world, show business and everything. I remember I would tell my mom, like, "Mommy, it's Adele's birthday today. We have to tell her happy birthday."
Oh my God. So this is the weirdest thing. I don't know why, in her mind, she would look up all of her favorite celebrities, write down their birthdays, and on their birthday, she would come to me and say, "We have to call them and wish them a happy birthday," as if I knew them.
Yeah.
It was really weird. So she was very much into pop culture on her own. And I used to just die of laughing. Alyssa, like, "We cannot call them." "Why not?" I'm like, "Alyssa, I don't know them." "Why not?" She would tell
Okay,
me
hang
all
on.
of their birthdays.
We're going to add my birthday to this. It's December 22nd.
Yeah.
You want to, go ahead. December 22nd. I'm expecting a call or a text.
Okay.
Text will be fine.
Yeah.
So just add me to your list. Yeah,
December
add me to your
22nd.
list with Adele and whomever else. That would be just fine for me. So, but I love this because, okay, a lot of people, hang on. A lot of people will say, "Oh my gosh, Mom, you'd push her." Because I don't believe that. I've met a lot of child actors and actresses. They're born. I mean, I really believe a child actor is born to perform the way someone might be born to be an incredible mathematician, right? Or scientist or writer. Same with performance. I mean, the fact that you were little and you loved performing, didn't like when the camera went off because you wanted to continue performing for people and entertaining people. Am I right about that? Did you feel that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. So how do you handle rejection, or do you never get it? I mean, what's that like?
Well, I do get rejection, and to be honest, my mom has also really helped me with that because when I was younger, to be honest, I didn't really think like I was actually working. I just thought I was just doing things just for fun. And when I wouldn't get an audition, I would always say to myself, "Okay, that's fine. There's always more opportunities that are coming for me. And I know that if I keep working hard and that if I keep trying my best, because I know this is something I want to do. So I don't want to just give up as soon as I just get rejected, because that doesn't really show that they didn't like my talent. Maybe I just wasn't right for the role, or maybe they were just looking for someone else. And to be honest, that's fine to me. And I just know that there's a lot more opportunities for me.
How would you tell other young people who get rejected, and not necessarily in the acting field, but they're rejected at school, they're rejected by their friends because they say they're ugly, they're told they're dumb? What would you say to them? Because, you managed to get through it. Your attitude, I think, is very positive naturally. But what would you tell other kids who are really, really, really struggling with a hard time? Because I know that's something that you deal with stars who brunch, right? Tell me about that. What would you tell someone who's having a hard time?
Well, to be honest, I mean, if you are going through things with people who are your quote unquote friends and they're judging you or you're getting talked about, just know that you are not alone. Just know
Mm.
you're not alone, because I know when I was going through things like that, I did feel alone. I felt like there was no hope, but I
Mm.
also looked to my mom and I was like, hey, like I need like help. Like I don't want to be in this school anymore, because I remember my friends had started being mean to me. I ended up losing a lot of friends, and I would tell them that they deserve people in their life who will treat them good, and people who
Mm.
treat you horribly, they just aren't meant for you. They don't deserve you. Seriously. They don't deserve
Yeah.
for you to be in their life, because why would you have friends that treat you horribly? And yeah, that's
And
basically.
then also too, Alyssa said I helped her a lot through it. I
Yeah.
used to encourage her to remember who she is. External opinions don't matter. People who care about you don't intentionally try to hurt you.
Yeah.
Um, there's a difference between criticism and constructive criticism, and we talk a lot about that. It doesn't
Mm.
mean that someone can't offer you feedback, because we are all human, we all have flaws. So if a friend comes to you and says, hey, I don't like your outfit, that's unnecessary. If someone is giving their opinion about something that's not helping you, then it's unnecessary. So when someone offers you an opinion that is not helpful to you, then they're trying to hurt you. There's a difference between saying, hey, I think you will look great in orange. They definitely don't have to say they don't love your outfit, but there's another way to offer an opinion without hurting someone. And I always teach her, when you are speaking, make sure you choose your words wisely. Make sure you are kind to people. Make sure you're understanding that how you speak to people, they will remember how you make them feel. And how you want to feel is how you want to make other people feel. So just teaching her to psychologically, I would say, go through life by listening, do a lot more listening than speaking. And listening not only with your ears, but with your body, with everything, all of your senses of how the world works. You're going to realize who you are, who you were raised to be, and you'll be able to weed out the noise, because there are good things that we can listen to, and then there's just a bunch of noise. And we,
Mm.
we always weed out the noise.
You know, it's almost harder sometimes when you walk into a room and they don't say they don't like the outfit. They just sort of turn the other way and ignore you. And then you think, oh gosh, what did I do? Is it my outfit? I mean, we all get that as adults too, right? I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Not
And
It's
that's
not just
another way.
kids.
Yeah. And that's
That's a
another way
hard
to
way.
listen. Body language. And that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
How people make you feel is more important than what they say.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you've been through your share of hard times, right? That's why it's so important for someone in your position as a young actor who's been successful to say, "Oh no, no, no. I get it a lot, or I've gotten it, and it was hard for me." And some people don't have a mom that they can go to, that they could talk to. A lot of people don't have their parents because maybe their parents are critical. But if we could just find somebody, right? Somebody to reach out to, or just know on the inside.
Friend, an older sibling, a cousin, someone that you can trust, and someone that will guide you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me what you do or what your friends do with Stars Who Brunch. I mean, how does that work? Is it something that you write about? Is it something that you meet with other people? Tell us.
Well, Stars to Brunch is a movement that I started because, as I said before, I had my share of bullying. I know that is a global issue. And basically, what we do, it is an opportunity for young teens and also kids to share some issues that they've had, either with bullying, social media. I remember when I recorded another brunch that talked about like the effects of social media, where you
Mm.
can completely like look at somebody and compare yourself. I know I've done this before. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have done it, and just feel really bad about yourself and be like, "Oh my gosh, like I wish I looked like them," and feel really insecure. But then you can also look to social media as something inspirational, and then it's great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just it was really about finding that balance, and also taking social media breaks, and also
just having
like,
healthy
yeah,
relationships with these vices that the world kind of pushes on you.
yeah, like beauty
Yeah.
standards and stuff. I think everyone's beautiful in their own way.
Yeah, but again, you've had some really terrific people supporting you, and that's a great thing. But I want people to listen. I like what you said earlier. You're not alone. None of us are alone. There's somebody else going through what you're going through. And if you just believe that, and I agree with the social media, you can actually, I try and stack my social media with information I want to see, usually inspirational, people doing interesting stories, interesting work. Um, I'm personally not interested in people constantly posing how fabulous they look in a dress. Okay, good for you, great. But that's not my interest. And if we can get everybody to go and just keep on there what they're interested in, I don't know, is it swimming? Is it acting? Whatever it is, just try and narrow down that focus. Do you agree with that?
Yes,
Have you
I do.
done that? Yeah.
Yes, I actually have. I know, like, either when I'm on TikTok or Instagram, because that's like those two social medias that
Yeah,
I
yeah,
usually
yeah.
go back and forth using. There's like this not interested button. Whenever I see a video that I know I don't want in my feed, I just click not interested. I just want to like narrow it down and make sure I see stuff that I know is gonna help me and that I know I'm gonna like see.
Yeah. So please tell me, with your acting coaching, with your, what do you do? What is your business, and how do you help other students, other young people, with what you do? Because I can imagine that you don't just send people out on audition, right? It's got to come from
Oh,
within,
well,
from the inside, right?
yeah.
Tell
So
us.
I'm not an agent, so I definitely don't send people on auditions.
Ah,
That's the job
yeah,
of
yeah,
an agent or a manager, and a manager doesn't technically have to find auditions, but I break all of that down. The name of my company is called I Coach Stars, and I really truly believe, like you said, stars are born.
yeah,
And sometimes, just like when you look up in the sky, we don't always see the star, but it's there. And it's my
yeah,
job to discover these stars and find that star quality. So a lot of times, kids will come to me, parents will come to me and say, "Hey, does my child have what it takes to be in the business?" And I do what's called an assessment. I give them a bunch of really fun exercises to see whether or not they can keep up with the demand of the business based on their age range, based on what the industry standard is for their age and their age range. And then we go from there. I help them find representation. And then once they are represented and they're getting those auditions, the parents will reach out to me and I will help them break down those characters and bring those characters to life, whether they be for TV, for film, for voiceover, and even theater, Broadway.
mm,
So I have clients in all of those various niches of the business, on some really great shows. And when the parents don't know exactly what to do, or my child has an audition and I don't know how to dress my child, they'll reach out to me and say, "Hey, this is the
that's
character."
great.
I'll advise them on the best look for the role. If they are having trouble with their child getting facing rejection, we may do a 30-minute
Yeah,
consultation call where I may provide them with solutions on how to encourage their child, keep their child motivated. And also, too, just a really big misconception. A lot of people think that, it's all fun and games. These are
mm-mm,
kids. Kids are
yeah,
human and their mind is not fully developed. So even a lot of the kids, as much as they love to do this, they don't understand the sacrifice part of it. So a lot of my consultations, believe it or not, are talking to parents who feel like, what, I thought my kid wanted to do this, but we're getting 2 and 3 auditions a week, and they're not willing to put the time aside, but they just want to be on TV. And I said,
mm,
got to break down the importance of hard work. And even if they don't book the role, they have to know that if they're being called in, someone believed in them. And if someone
mm,
believed in you enough to bring you into the room, you have to take that as a win. And when you start turning their mindset around to look at every opportunity as a positive interaction and not just the booking, then it really kind of creates a shift for the actor. And they start feeling like, what, someone thought highly enough of me to want to see me. Let me do my best work, because you never know where it's going to lead. Alyssa has booked, I think, 4 different movies by going in for one role and literally
oh,
getting a phone call saying, "Hey, she wasn't right for that role, but we have this other role that we didn't release yet, and we want to offer it to her." And so she booked quite a few
Wow.
that way. And so, I mean, I've experienced it firsthand with my own child, and just making sure parents are equipped mentally to deal with the demand of what is required of them to um, to raise a child actor, keeping them grounded. And in addition to that, I'm also a voice actor, so I'm also signed as a
Wow.
voice. Yeah.
You got it all going on, the two of you. Let me ask you, Alyssa, if you were to dream, I'm going to guess you're living your dream, right? But if you were to look a few years down the road, where do you see yourself? Who would you love to be acting alongside? Um, oh, you're giggling. Go ahead.
Well, I have a few. My first is definitely Zendaya.
Ah,
Yes. I love
wow.
her acting roles. Even when she was on Disney on Casey Undercover, I loved watching her. I love her attitude,
Yeah.
and she's just really funny to me. And also, who else I would also love to work with? Uh, if Beyonce did some like movies or even like singing, because I also sing as well. I have a few songs out. I would definitely love to do something with her as well. And I just see myself also in an action movie. That's something I really want to work towards. I really want to play a superhero. I play kind of a superhero on in voiceovers, but I would love to do something like TV film where I get to do also like my own stunts and stuff. That would be so cool.
And you like listening.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, and I
I
like yeah.
Yeah, I just interviewed one of the actors from Black Panther, and same thing. She absolutely always wanted to do this. And when she was older than you, she actually started training herself and taking all the, classes just to make herself strong. But she was in college when she was doing that, and wouldn't you know it, she was in the first movie and the second movie. So I have a feeling that your goal will come true because you're a hardworking person and you bring a lot of joy to this to what you do. I could see it. I could just feel it coming through our Zoom call. I really can. And I think that's probably what people are feeling when you walk into the room and do an audition. I can only imagine. So tell us what's up next for you, what you're doing currently.
Yes, I do have some projects that I can't disclose right now, but also I recently had a role in the new season of Super Kitties on Disney, so I can't
Oh,
wait to see that. Yes.
oh,
And I'm also currently working still on Santiago of the Seas, and I'm just auditioning for voiceover roles and also auditioning TV film, and that's pretty much it.
yeah. What do you do when you're not auditioning and acting? Is there anything you like to do? Roller skating? I mean, tell me.
There's a lot of things I like to do. I know this one is kind of basic. I love going shopping, especially with my mom. Like literally, she's my shopping buddy. She'll ask me like, she's like, "Oh yeah, do you want to go shopping like with your friends?" I'm like, no, I just want to go shopping with you. She's like, "Oh my gosh, okay." I also love writing. I love being creative, and I also love drawing a lot. I like drawing portraits,
Wow.
different things. I think I'm a pretty good drawer. Like,
Artist.
yes, a
Yeah.
pretty good artist, sorry. And I also, what's also something I like to do?
Roller coasters.
Oh, yes, I love roller coasters. I
Ooh.
I
literally
absolutely hate.
recently just went to Six Flags. I just love thrill rides. I went to Six
Oh,
Flags and I went on the big green ride. I don't know if you know this ride. It's called King the Ka.
It's the
oh,
tallest
gee, I go on them every
in,
week. Are you kidding me? In
in
other
North
words,
America.
right. No, I know what that is, but I'm so afraid of them. My kids also like this, and they go on. I'm like this, so
Yes, my
I
mom's.
understand. It's like really, but well, good for you.
Travel.
You enjoy it.
Yes, I
What's
love
that?
travel.
And we love
You
traveling.
love to. I'll
Yeah.
bet. I'll bet. Well, you've got a bright future ahead of you. You really do. So, how can people find you and your work? And also, if they want to talk to you more about Stars Who Brunch, if you could let us all know.
Okay, well, you can follow me on my Instagram, which is Alyssa Cheatham. That is ALYSSACHEATHAM. And also, you can follow me on my TikTok. That is the same exact handle, same exact username.
And Stars Who
And
Brunches
Stars Who Brunch
is
is on Instagram as well as Stars Who Brunch. So, I mean, yeah, that's where you can follow me. That's where you can find me and also talk to me. about different things that you want to talk about.
And I'm on Instagram as iCoachStars. It's just the same thing. My website is iCoachStars.com. And if anyone is interested in getting their kids in the business, or they just have questions, parents sometimes just reach out to me because they
have a
just
question. Yeah.
alone in this industry as well as parents. Like, hey, I'm on this journey with my child. Am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right decisions? And, I try my best to provide sound advice, but also advice from the standpoint of a mom. Things that
Mm.
I would want for my own daughter. Like a lot of people ask me, "Oh, my daughter doesn't want to do this audition," and I'll say, "Why?" Alyssa doesn't really like horror. She's
Yeah.
a little bit interested in it now, but any like horror films, she's like, "No, I can't sleep, so I don't want to read these kind of scripts, or I don't want to be in these kind of films." And
So
she has
listen
a
to your
wonderful,
child.
yeah, she has a
Listen
wonderful
to your child.
we're able to reach out to them and say, "Hey, if this is not something that's going to make her happy and she doesn't want to do it, it's totally okay to pass it." You don't pass if
Mm.
you're like, "Hey, I don't feel like auditioning today." That's not the way the
Mm.
world works.
Yeah.
I
You
got
can't
you.
wake up. Yeah, you can't wake up one day and say, I just don't feel like going to work Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so I'm just not going to do it." So they have to understand that, with anything that you do, it's going to be commitment. So
Hmm.
if you're committed and you're going to do the work, then great. But if there's a real reason, whether it's a morality or religion or just something that doesn't resonate with you, it's okay to like not do those kind of scripts. And so people
Well,
ask me like that. Yeah.
absolutely wonderful. Thank you both so much for joining us, Alyssa Cheatham and Sharra Dade, her mom. Really, it was wonderful to talk to you because a lot of times people don't have the opportunity to speak, especially to a young, successful actor, actress, and also by sharing some of what you've gone through as a young person in the business, but also, some of the bullying that you've had to endure and how you got through it. I think that's important because a lot of people do feel alone. So thank you for speaking your truth. And thank you, everybody, for joining our show today on Deborah Kobylt Live. You'll find our show on YouTube, on Facebook and Instagram, and on all audio platforms, on iHeartRadio, on Amazon, just about anywhere, Apple Podcasts. Just put in our name and you'll find our interview. So thanks, everybody, for joining us. Thanks, the two of you. And we'll
Thank
see you
you
later.
for having us.
It was
This is
so
so fun.
great.
You're adorable. Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye bye.
All right. Bye.